Okay, we are now ready to do the next row, and as you can see there are only 2 vertical bars remaining in this row. 1 loop on the hook, now 2, now 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2, rotate, twist, last yarn over, now there's only 1 more vertical bar left to work. Okay, so now I only have 2 loops on my hook, and whenever I get to this point I always count along the side to make sure that I'm on the 10th row. I count the one that's on the hook as the first one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I know that I'm ready to change yarn colors. Now what I do is I take the working yarn that I've been using and kind of nestle it between my fingers. Then I trade places with the yarn balls and yarn over with the new color. Now this is kind of a tricky part. We're starting with the first row of triangle 2. It may not seem like it's a row because it's only 1 stitch, but it is a row. It's row 1. What I do is I go right back into that same bar that was a vertical bar, but now it's a horizontal bar because we're kind of tilting the triangle sideways. Okay, now I've got 2 loops on my hook and I need to yarn over and pull through 2. However, I'm carrying the white yarn now, so I do the same thing. I grasp the entire piece and I rotate it around while keeping the hook stationary. I twist the carried yarn around the working yarn like this, and I yarn over and pull through both loops. Okay, that is the first row of the second triangle. It consists of only 1 stitch, but it is the first row. Okay, now for the next row, row 2 of triangle 2, we are going to go first under this vertical bar. It was vertical when we were holding it like this, but now that we're holding it like this, in order to get an increasing triangle to go along the side of this first triangle we made, it's now what I call a horizontal bar. So we need to insert our hook under that, yarn over and pull up a loop. Plus, we also need to insert our hook into this slanting bar, slanting stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, and before I yarn over and pull through the next 2, grasp the entire piece, rotate it while holding the hook still, twist the carried yarn over and behind the piece, yarn over and do our last pull through. Okay, so now we have these carried yarns get fiddly, but it's worth it because it makes a really nice pattern and it's really nice to be able to carry those yarns. Okay, so can you see now that row 1 has 1 vertical bar, which is just the bar along the edge. And there is a slanting bar right there. Then we have row 2. It's got 1 vertical bar right along the edge, another vertical bar here, and this is a slanting stitch. Okay, so now that we're ready for row 3 of triangle 2, we insert under the vertical bar, yarn over and pull up a loop. Then I'm kind of pulling this apart so you can see there's a nice little hole there under the next horizontal bar. Yarn over and pull up a loop there. And there's the slanting stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop through the slanting stitch. Okay, we're on row 3. We have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and it's time to rotate, twist the carried yarn, and we just finished row 3. Now, on row 3 you can see this vertical bar, this vertical bar, this vertical bar, this horizontal bar, this horizontal bar, and that slanting stitch. So, I like to keep my tension along the diagonal lines pretty tight to avoid having an elongated diagonal line, which makes the square not square. It makes it wonky looking. Okay, row 1, 2, 3, and 4 are now complete. And let's just take a look at the back. Isn't that nice how that carried yarn makes a beautiful dotted line, and then it changes colors and starts another dotted line going up the other side of the square? I think this pattern is exciting. Okay, I will continue working this and until I get closer to this foundation circle, and I will continue then.